Hello and welcome to Something for the Weekend with me, Kathie Griffiths.
Me, Fiona Scott.
And me, Stephen Day.
In this episode, Ellis, if he was here, was going to discuss walking 7,500 miles. Fiona's got some music from Dot Allison, and Oban's gym guy, Hughes, is in training for a world record attempt. And Steevie has persuaded Lesley to give us another Scottish word of the week. There we go.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning. How are you, Steevie? Are you cordoned in by roadworks in Oban? It's all going off.
I am. I mean, we're recording this on Friday morning, and Lochavullin Road, all the way from the Tesco roundabout, all the way up to the bridge at the railway. Tar lorries, ripping up lorries, men in high vis, all very organised, but it's causing a wee bit of chaos. I mean, the boys are being lovely. All respect to them. They're trying to organise the traffic everywhere, but there's an awful lot of traffic coming in.
They've got work to do. You know, I was coming back from Yorkshire last weekend after a lovely flying visit, and I had thought I might sort of pull over and have a snooze on the way back because I didn't leave till evening time, and it was all going so well. I got to Dalmally all the way from Leeds, and I thought, I'm still feeling energetic. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to get home to Seal. I could have cried. Got to the other side of Tunnel, got to Connell, and of course it's all the resurfacing. And 40 minutes. And of course, that was when I just felt absolutely worn out. So check those times, everybody. It is going on, isn't it? I think, I don't think it might be finishing this weekend, you know. I think there's only a few more days of all this resurfacing work going on. It was supposed to be for 2 weeks. And of course, we never know whether these things run on. So if you're going anywhere, it's really advisable, isn't it, to sort of check out on the Road Watch websites and things to see what's going on.
I thought you were going to say, if you're going anywhere, don't.
If you're going anywhere, invite me.
I think we all have to be patient, though, because the boys and girls that are working on the roadworks, they're doing their job and they're trying to be as cooperative with everyone as possible. But there's some things you just can't do without stopping the traffic.
Yeah.
Be patient and be kind. There we go.
They are improving things. So,
we'll be grateful.
Give them a bit of slack.
Yeah.
Well, if young Ellis was here, this would be his bit. And he would be asking you, how would you feel walking 7,500 miles and it taking over 400 days? Well, Ellis has been interviewing South Yorkshire's Jim Morton, who's 61 and who was in Oban on Monday on a round the coast odyssey. So shall we listen to their little chat?
Yes, please.
So I'm just on the North Pier on Monday with Jim Morton. Jim is walking the coast of mainland Great Britain and he's doing it for the Gurkha Welfare Trust. I must admit, Jim's here, he's got a brilliant tan on him. He's looking a very fit fella. Jim, can you tell us what it's all about?
Yeah, I started on the 12th of April from my little hometown of Penistone in South Yorkshire. And I walked for 3.5 days before I finally got to the coast, and then I've headed up north round Scotland, and then I'm going to do England and Wales, and hopefully walk the entire coast of mainland Britain, including any islands that's joined by a bridge or at low tide, and be back in approximately 400 days, having completed between 7,000 and 7,500 miles.
Wowee. What motivated you to do this, and why the Gurkha Welfare Trust?
Well, it's been my ambition since 1967, since I was 7 years old, to walk around the coast. I was fascinated by lighthouses, and at 7-year-old, when my dad got a map book for Christmas, I was looking at it and I thought, best way to see all lighthouses would be to walk around them. Well, when you're looking at a map book and you're 7-year-old, it doesn't seem so far, but it seems a lot further when you're 61-year-old. So I've always wanted to do it. I wanted to be the first person to do it, but while I was serving in the forces, somebody beat me to it and did it in 1978. But it's never left me. I've always wanted to do it, and so I decided to do it now. And the reason why I've chose the Gurkhas to raise money for is my first ship in the Royal Navy was HMS Gurkha. Now, I've yet to find out if HMS Eskimo had Eskimos on board, but the Gurkha had Gurkhas on board.
I see. But why was it in particular the Gurkhas that? What can you tell us about them?
Well, the Gurkhas have served Britain for over 200 years now. Britain first came across them when they were fighting against them in 1814, and they were such good fighters that after what they were fighting in India, They decided to recruit them, and then for 200 years and more now, they've fought for us in every war. I mean, the First World War, the Second World War, the Falklands, just to name a few, even right up to modern day in Iraq and in Afghanistan. They're good lads, they're loyal, and they're good fighters, and they come over here. They don't come over here to stay and claim benefits or anything like that. When they've done the time, they want to go home and make a better life for the families in Nepal. And that devastating earthquake in 2015, they just lost everything they had. So I'm trying to raise money to build houses for them, and luckily I've already earned enough to build one house.
Wowee. Do you have a target for how much you want to raise?
Yes, I want to raise £50,000, which you think that's a hell of a lot of money, which it is, but when you look at what some other coast walkers have raised, and I'm going to be doing it for a year, I think it's a realistic possibility I'll raise £50,000.
And in terms of your relationship with Gurkhas, have you sort of worked alongside them, or is it just something that you've read about and you're aware of?
No, I've come across them when I was on HMS Gurkha, but other than that, no, I've just always had an affinity towards them since I started learning about them in 1970s.
And practically, what's it like walking these how many miles would you do a day generally?
The most miles I've done in a day was 32 and a half, and that was to end up at a place called Carradale, going down towards the direction of the Mullikin Tyre.
That's right.
But altogether, out of the 92, this is day 92, I've had 6 days off out of 92, that's all. And with those 6 days off, I'm still averaging more than 20 miles a day. So I'm quite pleased with the progress. It's slow going on this Argyll and Bute coast, and everybody keeps taking great pleasure in saying to me that Argyll and Bute's got a longer coastline than France.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wowee.
I've been told by half a dozen people that, so it must be true. And they sort of seem to get a sick sort of sense of pleasure when they tell me that. They also mentioned football last night, but we'll not bother.
We'll maybe draw Velo for that one.
Yeah.
Forza Italia. It's quite fitting that we're opposite the Piazza as we're talking about that, which is a big pizza restaurant.
I never knew that. Is that true, that Argyll and Bute's coast is longer than... I suppose it would be. Well, could it be? I don't know. Must be. If Ellis says it's true, I'm going to believe Ellis.
It's. I suppose it's possible. It depends on all the little bit ins and out bits if you measure all those.
Yeah. Talking of Ellis, look who's just popped up on my podcast screen. Good afternoon. Don't say good morning to him. Welcome.
Good morning.
I had a power cut.
Really?
Really?
No. I didn't really.
Best excuses ever.
That the same as the dog ate my homework.
Now it will show you that I was working at 3:30 this morning.
Oh, okay. Well,
what do you think of that?
Well, we're all holding our breath.
Yes, I will provide the evidence. No, I slept
Ellis, we
in.
don't
I
care.
didn't get to sleep until about 4 o'clock, and I was doing some work in the middle of the night.
There we go.
It's probably because he was walking 7,500 miles per minute.
In his sleep.
That was a really good piece, actually. I mean, that's quite an ambition to have when you're 7, but I completely get the looking at a map when you're that age thinking, yeah, it's not too far. We could do that. Why don't we just do that tonight?
That's so strange. That's precisely what he did. He said, as a 7-year-old, you don't realise how far things are, obviously because of the scale of it. But he was such a nice guy, Jim. And I think Sue, his wife as well, has played a massive, massive part in helping him pull this off.
See, what do they say? Every successful man has a good woman behind them. Something like that.
I said that to him as well. I said that.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fiona, music, maestro.
Music. Yes. This is a tune today. If we all want chilled and soothed after Ellis's exertions there. Today's music comes from Dot Allison, and it's the latest single to be released from her album Heart-Shaped Stars. The album includes field recordings of birdsong, rivers, and the ambience of the Hebrides, where Dot has her cottage. Doesn't that sound lovely? Shall we all go?
Yes, come on, let's go now.
lost in my eyes, but now I see. My flower, it had to lean toward the sunlight to pollinate. Love don't bloom in the shade. My flower, my lily, Juliet, rosebud, cornelia. The stem marks toward the light. My petals close in the shade. No, you need to shine, 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 shine. Here, focus your photons of light. Shine on me, on one love. How can the one rest in the stars, be thrown aside for spare parts? Your shadow glow along the road. You put the blackout curtains on our shirts. My flower, it had to lean toward the sunlight.
That was lovely and relaxing. That's kind of chilled us all out, hasn't it?
Send me back to
I think
sleep.
Alice has gone back to sleep.
I got there
Knew it.
first. Got there first.
You knew what we were going to say. Oh, that was beautiful, wasn't it? Oh, it's nice and chilled now. Oh, wafting on the breeze.
Are you, Kathie?
Yeah, I'm always wafting on the breeze. I'm always winging it. And Fiona's laughing, but we can't hear her because she's still on mute, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone signal.
I was getting all ready to tell you where you can get that as well.
Where can we get it?
Yeah, where can we get it?
So that was One Love off the album Heart-Shaped Stars, which both the single and the album are going to be released on July the 30th via SA Recordings. So you can go on now and pre-order at sarecordings.com.
Oh, thank you very much. So we've just been sort of eased and soothed, and we're going to sort of race straight into another story that you've got for us, Fee.
Okay, yes, this is some really exciting news, and it was interesting hearing Ellis speaking about Jim Morton there, who's going to be walking 7,500 miles and taking over 400 days. This is a fabulous Innish Hughes, the Oban gym guy, and he's going to be running the length of Iceland, which is 725 kilometres, just over 450 miles, and he's going to try and do it in under 10 days. So, Innish Hughes, nice to see you in person at last. You've got a big story for us this week. What big adventure are you going on now?
So the big adventure now is I am going for a Guinness World Record, and I'm going to be running the length of Iceland from the south to the north, the two lighthouses. It's just over 704 kilometres, roughly 440-ish miles. The record at the moment stands at 10 days, 13 hours and 11 minutes, and I'm training with my coach to beat it by at least 24 hours. Aim is 9 days, but 9.5 days, so by 24 hours. It takes place October 26th, fly out, run starts on October the 28th, and we aim to finish by the 5th of November. And then get a wee week in Iceland, fly back on the 14th, get ready for the next adventure after that.
Ennis, you are totally bonkers. I'm sure I've said that before, but this one is a huge one. As far as training goes, how does that work?
So there's only so much training you can do. After for an event like that, a lot of it's more just understanding what you're in for. But a lot of training runs back to back, 3, 4, 5 hour runs each day. So like 5 hours on the Monday, 5 hours on the Tuesday, same time of the day. So I'm getting used to building up my mileage, getting used to running every day, being sore, getting used to that. And a lot of time running, just a lot of running and a lot of stuff in the gym as well. That's basically how it goes.
Brilliant. And I mean, you can't do something like this on your own. And I know you've got a team, and your team are also from Oban. Who's that? Who's involved?
So I've got a good pal, Cameron Scott. He's been the logistics side of things, doing the majority of the driving, paperwork and stuff like that. And then our friend Katie Shepherd, she's doing like the documentation of it all, doing a wee documentary, doing the photos, also helping with the cooking of the food and stuff like that. So all I have to do at the end of the day is run from A to B. That's all I have to do.
Sounds easy. We know it's not going to be. I'm sure everybody will be following you at the time in this, and you're going to be doing this for a good cause, although you're still to decide which one yet. Hopefully it'll be something local. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be good to get a lot of support from Oban as company sponsors and get a charity picked in Oban so we can raise a lot of money and just a good profile for it all. And it would just be a good thing to send 2021 off with, I think. And I would actually be, I think I'd be one of the only people only from Oban, but in Scotland to hold a world record in general and in a fitness element as fun as it is.
Brilliant. Can't wait. And this, like I said, good luck, and we'll be speaking to you before you go.
Sounds like a shout. Sounds like a good plan.
Wow, what a guy.
It's nuts. in the nicest possible way.
And it's all about lighthouses, isn't it? All about lighthouses. But in his case, I mean, were they putting together an armoured suit for him at the same time?
The joys of recording in Oban.
And welding in the background.
That's not too far wrong, Stevie, because his run is called the Run of Fire and Ice. So they maybe were welding him together a suit.
I know where you recorded that, because I had exactly the same experience when I spoke to Margot Marr of Oban FM yesterday. You had all of this sort of background noise, in particular that kind of grinding. So, yes, I know. I've been there myself.
Well, people of words that we are. We've got Lesley Duncan with a Scottish word of the week, have we, Stevie?
Yeah, probably. Okay, everyone on to mute.
Today's word of the week is jalouse. That's jalouse, spelt Jalooose. That's jalouse.
Jalouse. Oh, that's such a gorgeous word. I hope it's something really cheery. Jalouse. Here we go. Woohoo. Is it?
That just makes me think, I heard you were running the 100-meter sprint at Sports Day. Did you lose?
Jalouse. Oh, come on. Put us out of our misery. What is it?
Okay, here we go.
The word jalouse means to reckon on or fathom or just work out. So the best one I can think of for this is we were trying to keep a secret. We had arranged a surprise party for our relative, and at the end of it she said, I started to jalouse because she had saw one of her friends walking away up the street instead of going normally down the street the way that she would normally have gone. So she had worked it out, kind of just fathomed it out or worked it out. She had believed that something was afoot or there was something was planned that she wasn't aware of.
Blimey, I'd never have got that. Absolutely never have got that. But what we do get, go on, sorry, Stevie.
I was going to say just another word to work into next week's paper, I think.
Okay, we'll take the challenge. Jalouse. So, well, here we are at the end of another podcast. We're always excited and happy to hear your stories and to see photos. You can contact us by emailing somethingfortheweekend@obantimes.co.uk, or you can message us through Facebook or Instagram. So that's it for this week. Goodbye from me, Kathie Griffiths.
Bye from me, Fiona Scott.
Bye from me, Ellis Butcher.
And goodbye from me, Stephen Day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.